You've been wanting to start an Etsy shop for print on demand, but you're feeling overwhelmed and have really no idea where to even start. You're in the right place. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how to set up your Etsy POD shop with screenshots, step by step to take you from Etsy store creation to launching your first product. Let's go. And yes, we're using Gelato, one of my favorite POD suppliers, for their fast shipping, high quality, and global production. Also, if you're looking for plug-and-play templates, a written-out step-by-step 30-day plan, checklist, product ideas, niche ideas, you can grab my holiday POD bundle below for only $25. Let's get started building your Etsy shop. First things first, you're going to head to etsy.com/sell and create your profile. You want to create a seller account. First, you're going to start with shop preferences, your shop language, your shop country, and then your shop currency. For me, I selected English, I selected the United States, and I selected the US dollar. Yours might look different, and that's okay. Next, you're going to name your shop. I try to include something that has SEO keywords in it that is related to my niche, my products, and my ideal customer. For this shop, I want to sell watercolor prints, but in the faith niche. So I came up with the name Prayer Prints Co. Next, you need to set up how you're going to get paid. There's a bunch of different platforms that you can connect Etsy to for you to get paid. And then you need to select like where your bank is located and then what your deposit is going to be in. Mine's in US dollars. After that, it's going to prompt you to verify your identification. You'll literally have to either hold up your ID front and back or provide pictures of your ID. And then they ask to verify your actual face so it matches the ID. You have to look in the camera, turn your head to the left, back to the center, and then back to the right. And then that's how Etsy is able to verify that your ID matches who you are. Like it's who you're saying you are, just for identification and verification purposes. And then it also goes through agreement for selling on Etsy, just so you are aware of the fees that Etsy is taking out from the sale of your products. And to be aware of that as you go to price your products. Lastly, Etsy now requires you to pay a $29 setup fee. I've actually upgraded my account to the Seller Plus or the Etsy Plus program. It's $10 a month, but after 6 months of having my shop, my new shop, I'll get that $29 activation fee refunded back to me. And I'll also be unlocking extra savings and tools to help me attract more customers and buyers. I'll also be getting 15 listing credits and then $5 credits for Etsy ads. This is an exclusive offer when you sign up and create a new Etsy shop. Now, I have existing Etsy shops, and when you open a new shop, even though you have an existing Etsy shop, you have to go through this verification and shop setup process each time you open a new Etsy shop. After that is your shop security, how you're going to essentially log in and have like that security code. My go-to is the Google Authenticator app. So once I log into Etsy with my email and password, Etsy will then send or generate a code that I will have to go into my Google Authenticator app. And I think it refreshes every like 60 seconds, but I'll take that 6-digit code, enter it into Etsy, and then I have access into my account. Every time I log out and log back in, I'll have to verify that with my Authenticator app, just so they can secure my account. So if someone gets my login information, they cannot log in without that security code. With setting up your shop and going through these steps, don't overthink it. Fill it in, be honest, and complete everything because it's only going to help you set up your shop efficiently. Okay, so now that your shop is set up, we're going to customize it. It's more than just creating your shop name. You also want to create your banner and then your shop icon, which I have previously done. For the shop icon, you want it to be a little bit bigger than 500 by 500 pixels. That is the minimum pixel size that you can do. So for my logo, the page of this is 2000 by 2000 pixels. And then literally this was just a template that I found on Canva. And then I added one of the watercolor pictures to behind the text. And then I have just this one that's plain. And then you literally are just gonna add it in, choose a file, and then you'd be able to select your logo, your shop icon. And then for the banner, you're going to select this little pencil over here, and then you will add an image. You can also change the layout. For this selection, I've done a big banner, which needs to be 1200 by 300 pixels. Otherwise, they also offer a collage or a carousel. You can have up to 3 like big banners that scroll by every so often, or you could have a mini banner. But it gives you the pixel file size needed to create each of these. If you do not have Etsy Plus or the Etsy Seller Plus, you're only able to select the big banner or the mini banner or none. You don't have to have a banner if you don't want one. I have already created a big banner. And again, I just did that in Canva. So these are just stock images that I found. I added my logo in the front. I added this little coupon code right here. And then I just made 2 different variations, one with the coupon code and one without. And then you just add that in, download it from Canva, upload it into Etsy, and that's it. And now we can actually view this on Etsy. So this is what my shop looks like on Etsy. You have your shop icon, your shop banner, and that's it. Easy peasy. Now we're going to talk about the best part, hooking your shop up to your supplier. For this example, I used Gelato. But why Gelato? Well, for one, they have global production partners, meaning customers are getting their items faster and with lower emissions. There's high quality control among all of their factories, so I am guaranteed my customers that when they order from my shop and I have Gelato listed as my supplier, I feel comfortable in letting them know that, hey, these are my designs. I use a third-party supplier, but don't worry because they provide super high quality prints. I can back that guarantee, and so can they. They also offer a huge product catalog, and their wall art, their postcards, which now come foiled, and their photo books really stand out among the other POD suppliers that you might be familiar with. When it comes to wall art, photo books, and postcards, Gelato really is so much of a higher step above other suppliers. And that's why I've connected this shop with Gelato. And for this shop specifically, I wanted to focus on their fine art prints, their framed fine art prints, and their canvases, because all of the samples I've ordered are amazing high quality. And I feel like for the production cost to then how much I can actually charge retail for it and then my profit, it's much higher than selling t-shirts. and there's a lot less room for returns. And on Etsy right now, wall art, especially in the home decor or like office decor or Christian home decor niche, it's super huge right now. And I want to hop on that trend. And lastly, Gelato easily connects with Etsy, literally with just a few clicks. You want to make sure that you have created a Gelato account. It's completely free for you to create. If you haven't created a Gelato account yet, I have a link for you down below. And when you create a new account, you get 50% off your first sample order. I'm ordering samples, so with Etsy, I can then add videos of my products to my listings. Connecting Gelato is available for you to do with just a few clicks. You're going to head to stores, you're going to head to Etsy, and then as long as you are logged into your Etsy shop, it will automatically ask you, hey, you're logged in as this account. Do you want to allow Etsy or Gelato to access your Etsy account? And then you're just going to select grant access, and that's it. They're integrated, they're connected. So now when you go and create a product on Gelato, it's going to publish on your Etsy shop. Print on demand is being able to create and sell these products without creating and shipping them yourself. You are creating the design, you are designing the products, but then Gelato is producing those products for you and then shipping them to your customers, all done for you. For me, print on demand has been a way for me to enjoy the designing again and be able to offer my customers products that I wouldn't be able to make on my own. Okay, so you have your Etsy shop set up. You've connected Gelato. Let's create your first listing. I recommend and have done for this shop, starting with art prints, fine art prints, posters, canvases, some type of wall art. They have super high profit margins and they're low risk. First, you're going to select your product. For this shop, I've decided to go with wall art, and I'm starting off with fine art prints. Next, create your design. Now, for my shop specifically, I wanted to take my mom's artwork and essentially memorialize it. I want her hand-painted watercolors to be put onto prints that then I am putting text over. So we're kind of both creating it together. But if you're not an artist, if you're not a designer, that's totally fine. You literally can go into Gelato and using their personalization studio, create a product, all within Gelato. And sometimes simple sells best. If you need a little bit of inspiration, head to Canva and use a template. Use free commercial fonts or utilize the ones on Canva or the ones in Gelato that you have access to with a free account. Something simple, something trending, something niche focused. And then include some type of trend or aesthetic concept within your design as well. My rule, clean, readable, and scroll stopping. So your product is selected, your design is created, then you're going to add it onto your product. It's very simple to do. You're just going to head to Gelato, select your product, and then literally upload your design. Our design, our product is all finished. Next, creating the rest of the listing, which includes the title, the description, the tags, and the mock-up images. Essentially, you want to optimize your listing for search. And this is where most sellers go wrong. When creating your listing, you want to focus on these three things. Number one, keyword-rich titles. What are the keywords? Well, those are the long tail words. And you want to think of them as like, if you were to go on the Etsy and search for the product that you are selling, what are the words that someone searching for your listing would need to type in for your product to pop up? Sometimes that's the size, the style, the niche, what the picture product is of. And you can add a bunch of different long tail and kind of like shorter keywords into your titles, into your descriptions, and then really pack them in to the tags. Number 2, strong tags. Like I'm saying, you get 26 tags per Etsy listing. Do not copy and paste your tags. Try to use different tags among your listings. Try to research your tags before you create your listings. I use Everbee for my keyword research tool. And with Gelato, using their AI suite tools, they actually generate some really good searchable keywords within your listing as well. So if you can't think of some, if you're having a hard time researching, utilize Gelato's AI tool for tags. And number 3, conversion-focused description. In bullet points, something easy to read. They want quick, simple, digestible bullet point descriptions. And then maybe towards the end, you can include like a flourished little paragraph. So try to include what the product is, who it's for, the sizing, if you offer different sizes, shipping details, and then why you use Gelato, or some type of mentioning that this is made to order, it's not printed till it's ordered to reduce blah, blah, blah. But I would include definitely something somewhere in your description that you use a print supplier. After your listing is optimized, you can use Gelato's Mockup Studio to create your mockup images. After your listing is complete, your title, description, tags, and mockups, now you're going to go on to pricing your product. You want to research your competitors. Get onto Etsy. See what their products are being sold for and what people are buying them for. Because sometimes you might go onto a listing and it's like $5.99, and then you click on it actually, and the $5.99 price is just for the digital print, but an actual print is like $20-$30. So you want to see what people are actually paying. I'll look for bestsellers. I'll look for so and so many people have this item in their cart. The behind the scenes data, Everbee is going to give you the most accurate behind the scenes data, insider look of what you should be charging for your products. I would suggest at least pricing to where you're profiting 45 to 55%. On the side, once you price your product, Gelato essentially lets you know that percentage of how much profit you're going to be making. Okay, so your listing is done, but what do you do after you hit publish? Once your listings are live, your first goal is to create 10 listings. Space it out over a few days. Then from there, connect your Pinterest account and share your products on Pinterest. Order your samples. Create more pictures for your listings. Create videos for your listings and on your shop page. Share on social media. And then another goal, add another 10 listings. You could even test different niches or styles or aesthetics. Track what gets views and favorites. When you first start on Etsy, it's going to take you a little while, a little bit of testing, a little bit of figuring it out to get your first sale. If you just list something, one thing, and expect to get a sale right away, it's very, very, very unlikely. When you first open an Etsy shop, you need to kind of hype it up. Etsy will push you out. It will show your products, but Etsy wants to see that you are being consistent with posting and also marketing your products, cross-posting onto Pinterest, sharing onto Facebook, tweeting your new listings. That's what Etsy wants to see and encourages you to also list more products and test things out. The more data Etsy gets, the faster your shop grows. So that's it. You've launched your first Etsy POD shop. Great job. That's really as simple as it can be. Within an afternoon, well, like maybe 4 or 5 hours, we've gone from creating your Etsy shop to launching your first product, all while utilizing Gelato as a print supplier. If you want deeper help with SEO ideas, product inspo, design help, and my proven holiday strategy to launch your shop in the next 30 days, grab my holiday POD bundle. I have it linked down for you below. Let me know in the comments what niche you want to sell in, and I'll help you brainstorm. I hope this was helpful for you, Rebel. See you next time.